How's it going, everybody? Thank you
What
for
is going
joining us
on?
on another beautiful Monday right here on the GG Sports Podcast. Lots of stuff went on since the last time that we've been on here. Obviously, we'll get into all that tonight. Jamie, how are things? How are things over in
Dude.
whatever Carolina you're in? I forget.
North Carolina, Waynesville, North Carolina. I mean, it's good here. It's good as here, but it's not as good as it's probably in Minnesota after an insane first week of free agency with moves like Kirk Cousins moving from the Atlanta Falcons, with the signings of Greenard, Van Ginkel, and Cashman, with the signing of Aaron Jones, with the big trading back into the first round to get another first round pick, the number 23 overall pick in the NFL draft. All that good stuff, man. It is an exciting time. I mean, it's as exciting as I can actually remember, in my opinion, to be honest. And there's so much more that we know is going to happen, but we just don't know what it is. But let me do some shout outs here because we got some people in the building for real right here. We got our guy Gary. What up, Gary? Of course. Sup, school mates. We got Sodak Kid in the building. Hey, I saw Sodak. I'm trying to get on here more LOL family group from 3 to 6. From 3 to 6. You doubled your family, Sodak? How does that work? So I'm a lot busier than I used to be. Hey, no problem. So obviously, just like RAP says himself, family first, man. But appreciate you being in here no matter what. Speaking of my guy, Vocal Vikes in the building, killing it out here right now, grinding every day, pushing out his content like always. That's my guy right there. Hey, everybody in here, if you're not subscribed, if you're watching here on Twitter, if you're watching here on YouTube, it doesn't matter. Go and subscribe to Vocal Vike on YouTube and go follow him on Twitter. Buddy's been grinding hard out there. Who else we got in here? We got Skull for Life Barber in the building with the hashtag Skull. Might as well do this right now because I got a good one today. This is an Ivan Pace Jr. rookie card. Pandora, it's called, as you can see with like the little squares and stuff. And it is out of 400. So this is an out of 400 numbered card. Ivan Pace Jr. rookie card. Pandora. So get those hashtag skulls in the comments, like the video, and subscribe if you have not already. Of course, you got to be here to win at the end of the show when we give it away. Actually, I better put the giveaway thing, but let me do some more shout outs here. Who we got? We got Music in the Misery in here. What's up, Music? Thanks for popping in, brother. Thanks for popping in. Mateo's in the building. What's going on, Mateo? What's cracking? Who else are we missing in here? Oh, the boy Yogi. Another one. Go. If anyone's in here, go and subscribe to our guy Yogi. Go on on Twitter, and hey, Yogi's coming in here with all the quick updates, all the quick breaking news on all the free agents out there going to all these teams. So that's what we like. GG got to start another streak. Hey, this is a good one, and I got a bunch of these. I went out and bought 10 of these exact cards. 10 of these exact cards because we are going to be rolling these every single week up until the draft, when all of us come back together, come together again for a draft party. We're talking about Purple and Skull Media. We're talking about Yogi. We're talking about obviously Vocal Vike, RAP, Justin Day, Purple and Skull for days. I think Minnesota Sports Talk is going to be a part of it. We still have to find that out. But I got a nice Ivan Pace auto out of 10 coming for that specifically. So I'm giving away Ivan Pace Jr. cards all the way up into that point, and we're going to have a good giveaway on that day as well. So it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Let's roll. I'm not flaming Jan ropes. So anyways, back to the show here. What is your thoughts on, initial thoughts? We'll go into some grading here, but what's your initial thoughts on the whole situation? How do you feel? What direction do you think we're going into? All that kinds of stuff. Where are you at, Casey?
Well, I will just say, I know this has been the going joke. Kwesi definitely cooked that first week for sure. I loved all the signings on that first day. I think Grenard coming off his best season, man. I'm super excited to see what he can do. Van Ginkel has familiarity with Brian Flores, so I think that's going to be a good one. He's coming off a really good year as well. Then, of course, you got the former Gopher. You got Blake Cashman coming home to U.S. Bank, to Minnesota to play for the Vikings. I think he's going to be a nice veteran addition to that linebacker core. Harrison Smith sticking around, though. His play did dip last year. Just you don't need to worry about you don't need to draft a safety or worry about the safety position now.
Right.
Harrison Smith most likely gets to retire a Viking, so that's pretty cool. And then, of course, we ended off the week on a high note, making that trade for the number 23 overall pick. Obviously, at this point, there's 80 different things that people have speculated on what we could be doing with that. We're not going to know until either it happens or draft night, obviously. But I don't know, man. Lots of exciting stuff. That trade on Friday was pretty freaking ridiculous. I
know.
shocked.
It's interesting. You kind of hoping that you would just saw us make the trade to get to the top 3 somehow. But it is interesting because part of me, I just liked what Kwesi's doing though, right? I'll bring that one up right away because that's the most recent here. And obviously, as everybody knows in here, I need to find, there we go. Wait, what the heck? Okay. We got it. So obviously everybody knows we traded the 42nd overall pick, 188th, and next year's 2025 second round pick for the 23rd overall and the 232nd overall pick in the NFL draft. The thing I like about it is you just don't see a lot of GMs making these type of moves where you're trying to just bring up your own value early. And I didn't think it was that big, like 2 second round picks to move up that much didn't seem that significant to me. And I think it's a smart play. Regardless, you really do hope that they have a plan in place. Like prior to that, we still haven't seen a move. So I don't know how real that really is, or if they just got it so they at least have that pick in the just in store so they can try to go up and make that move. So we'll see. What's your thoughts on that? How would you grade that pick anyway to start? And then what do you think the situation is with us having number 23 now and a number 11 in the first round?
I give it an A for the sheer fact that I just hope to God they use them to move up. Now, I know some people like music here. I know sometimes they're thinking, or some people's thinking is stick where you're at. You get the best defensive player available at 11, and then you grab a quarterback at 23. I ain't about that. I don't think you make this move unless your plan is to go up and get one of those top tier guys. Because if you stick at that 23 and take a quarterback, you're looking at probably Nix or Penix, which I don't love either of those guys in the first round. And I think had you done that, I'd have just stayed where you're at with that second round pick. So if it's me, I hope to God that they're going to take that pick and trade up higher up into the first round and go get their guy, not just take a chance on a guy who could be good later on.
Right.
Plus, who knows? Bo Nix. There's a lot of, there's been a lot of speculation that he might end up going top 15 this year. Who really knows? But I don't know.
Broncos.
Yeah, in my mind, I'm team use those picks, trade up, and go get your guy. I don't care who it is. Yeah, but quarterback at 11. But who's it going to be at 11 though? If you're taking picks or Nix or Penix at 11, then you're really reaching when you could probably get one of those guys at 23. So
yeah,
I don't know. I ain't a fan of that. I don't think.
Hey, what up, Zoe?
I don't think JJ is going to slide to 11. I don't think I think someone will take him before then. So I don't know. I'm team trade up. I personally don't think you make this deal unless your plan is to jump up and get a guy that you want. So
yeah, exactly.
That's my 2 cents.
And I totally agree. The whole trade, like I was kind of going at, it's an A to me. I just love that you're going to make that kind of effort to go up and try to create as much ammunition as you can to go grab your guy. And I personally think that's what it is, to go grab your guy or at least give you what you need to go do it. I think it's hard for me to believe that the top 3 teams aren't going to pick quarterbacks. I literally talked to a big Patriots fan this weekend, a buddy of mine that I haven't seen in a while. But the first thing he says to me is, don't fuck with my pick. That's the first thing he says. Don't fuck with my pick. And I think that is and even when I was in Boston, I think they want a quarterback. He wanted Jaden Daniels, and I think they do. And I think it's going to be very hard to pry it away from them. Right. I do think that's why I won't be surprised if we wait until the draft. I think maybe, there's rumors coming that the Patriots really want Jaden Daniels. And then if Washington ultimately picks him, maybe if Drake May's there, maybe they make a different decision, and then we're ready to pounce on that if that's the case. But everything, in my opinion, feels like the top 3 teams are going to pick a quarterback. And like you mentioned too, there was rumors saying that some people had JJ McCarthy above, in the top 3 and not as the 4th guy. So that's also still a scenario. But if I was going to put my money on it, I think the guy that will probably go and try to get is going to be JJ McCarthy. And I don't think he'll be there at 11, but I do think he's going to be there. I don't think we need a trade for the number 4th overall pick. Like, I think it'd be nice to just to get it out of the way so we know. But at the same time, like if I think Arizona, like passing up on Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be super tough for Arizona. Even with 2 first round, if we give them 2 first round picks, even maybe 3 first round picks, but I'm not like, I'd rather not give 3 first round picks for JJ McCarthy, to be honest, because there's just too big of a question mark to
I
me.
think you're gonna have to though, because I don't know. I'm still in the camp that believes the Giants, if he's there at 6, they pull the trigger and grab him.
You think so?
I do.
I'm not convinced. I think
I think there's too much pressure on the GM and Brian Daboll to win this year. I mean, making the decision to sign Daniel Jones to that contract, and then that season playing out the way it did, I think they're on thin ice here, and I think they need to. It's New York. You're not given the time in New York that you're given in Minnesota because of for obvious reasons. So I don't know, man. I personally just think that, I think that's the price of doing business, especially when it comes to the quarterback position. So I don't know.
Did you get Yogi rapping Zoe on for today? Hey, we could do a mock draft. Hey, if anyone's down to pop in, we can do one later. Because we're going to be sticking around a little later tonight.
I mean, here's the unfortunate thing about McCarthy. Like, obviously, when the news was announced about we're going to be at their pro day, then we're going to be hosting the private workout and everything. When I saw that, the first thing I thought is, I feel bad because now, everyone, the thought is the Vikings are going hard after McCarthy, right?
Yeah.
And then it's unfortunate because I think I've already seen a couple comments, like everything I've read about this guy. It's like, don't read. Like, I promise, go watch. Like, yeah. I was the same way. Me and Jamie talked about, I was looking at stats. I'm like, this guy, he's a game manager quarterback. I don't think he's going to be that good. And then you were the one that said, like, well, go watch this, and go watch this. He's really good at these few things. Mm-hmm. And when I kept that in mind and then went back and I watched every game, every throw from every game of his season. I see what people like about him. He already had the mental part of it, right?
Right.
There's a lot of physical tools that he just, and I don't think they didn't trust him to throw at Michigan. I think they didn't need him to throw at Michigan.
Right. Obviously.
That's Jim Harbaugh's type of offense. So right. I beg you, if you're the person just looking at other people's ideas or, looking at stats, don't do that. Go watch. Don't watch highlights. Go watch the actual game tape. I think you're going to like him a lot more than you feel like you do. And my thought about with everything with the private workout, I'm curious what side let that slip, because obviously normally when it comes to this, like it didn't just come out of nowhere. Someone mentioned that the Vikings were hosting a private workout. Which side? I don't know. Is it McCarthy's camp trying to build up a little more hype? Is it the Vikings camp maybe trying to get one of those teams above the 4th pick to take McCarthy instead of the guy that one of the guys they're targeting? So maybe Daniels or May slip to 4 or 5 so they can move up and get him. I don't really know. It came from somewhere, and I'm very curious to see which side of the coin let it slip here. But either way, I think JJ McCarthy could be just fine. I mean, and my thing is, and I've said this from the jump, if you fall in love with a quarterback and you think that you're not going to have a chance to get him where you're picking, do whatever you need to do to go get him. So that's my 2 cents on it.
Yeah. So, I'll go on that because you were talking about JJ. I like JJ McCarthy, and that was because when I didn't have any expectations watching him. I didn't have any expectation. The only one that I kind of went with any sort of expectations was Caleb Williams, because I watched more of his stuff even last year. So I already felt like he was good. So I automatically went in, hey, what up, Skull TY Catch in the building? Let's go. What up? Hey, again, before I go into this, we're giving away a Ivan Pace Jr. Pandora rookie card, 2/400. Get those hashtag skulls in. Like the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. This is a good card. Yeah, man, I'm excited about these cards. I got like 10 of them. I'm going to be giving them away for a while here. But anyways, so like watching JJ McCarthy, for me, it's like if you need to be able to throw the ball, which he has all the intangibles that you want out of the quarterback. He has a good enough arm and all those things. You just didn't get to see it on full display on this team. And that is a big question mark to me. But if you just watch him behind the line of scrimmage, when he snaps the ball, I think he's the most comfortable quarterback out of everybody in this draft. Like, he is just so smooth. His footwork is so smooth. When pressure's coming, he moves out so smooth. He doesn't have that happy feet that I literally see with almost every single one of these quarterbacks outside of maybe like Jaden. I see it definitely with Drake May. And that's what kind of scares me with Drake May, is that is that I do see him getting nervous, but he also has to deal with a lot more pressure constantly. So that is a big deal. But with McCarthy, you just see that confidence. Obviously, I mean, him saying that he's going to, after losing the national championship last year and saying he's going to come back and win it this year, him converting the highest percentage of third down conversions this year, he's just got that winning mentality. But it's backed up by confidence. Like, he just looks confident in the pocket. Like, when I watch like a guy even like Drake May, sometimes I don't know, it makes me a little anxious. And it's just because the pass rush is coming. I see his feet going all crazy, and I just don't see that with JJ McCarthy. And that's what I see from him. And ultimately, I do think JJ McCarthy has something, and it's not good enough. It doesn't mean you're going to be a great quarterback, but he has something that you can't teach. He has something that is the minimum of being a great quarterback in the NFL. The things that Tom Brady has, the things that Patrick Mahomes has, the things that all the great Aaron Rodgers is. When there's 2 minutes left and you're down in the game, you know they're going to go down and put their team in position to win. And JJ McCarthy has that type of vibe to him, has that type of confidence to him. But obviously, you need more than that. You need to be able to get the ball to your wide receivers consistently throughout the game. You need to be able to beat the team early in a game and not let it come down to the end all the time. And that could be the big difference. And that's why I do think JJ McCarthy, he could end up being like a high end, I think, in my opinion, like a potentially more of a high end game manager type of quarterback. But I do think he has what you want to be more than that. But that's ultimately why I like JJ McCarthy. It's just, he just looks more confident. He's just comfortable in the pocket. He's comfortable when there's pressure. He's comfortable moving. It looks like he's know what he's doing. He's commanding the offense. He's not just throwing random throws. And obviously, he has the ability to run outside the pocket and throw those crazy throws that you do see from guys like Drake May, guys like Caleb Williams, that type of going off script type of thing, which I really do like from a quarterback. But there's a lot more that we have to see in that player.
Well, right.
And ultimately, I do think that's who we end up getting. I do think ultimately that's where we get him. I'm away from you. I'm not on the whole Giants thing. I think signing Daniel Jones, you got to give him more than one more year. If you're going to grab, unless you absolutely believe JJ McCarthy is that guy, I think you move up to go get him then. I don't think you sit there at 6 if you're the Giants. It doesn't make any sense to me for them to do that. And you go and grab Drew Lock, which a lot of people still feel like have potential. I personally think they're better off getting a wide receiver in this draft. One of the top 3 wide receivers.
Right, but that's why I don't think they'll trade up. If they're sitting there.
Hey, what up, Mike?
Like, if they're sitting there at 6 and McCarthy's there, they're going to have to think. I think it's going to be at the point where they're going to think about it. It's going to be a 50-50 shot of, do we take that or do we take a receiver and help Daniel Jones out? I don't know. If I'm them, and I'm worried about my job being on the line. If you draft another guy, you probably might buy yourself another year or two. If you ride with Daniel Jones and it's a complete dumpster fire train wreck, then you're probably done after that. So I don't know. It'll be interesting, but I mean, I no matter which quarterback it is, if you're going to be trading up to get him, it's going to cost you at least the 2 first-round picks this year, probably more, because that's the quarterback tax, man. It's just the way it works. And then plus, I mean, I watched Purple for the Win. He said the precedent has already been set multiple times, most recently being the 49ers making the move that they did. So I think if no matter what quarterback you go up for, if you're going to trade up into the top 5 for a quarterback, it's going to cost you 3 first-rounders. I just have that feeling. But again, maybe having 2 immediate first rounders like this year, where you're picking this year, as opposed to future first, you're not really knowing. Maybe that probably carries a little bit more weight. So
right.
I don't know. It'll be interesting.
Interesting. That's one question.
Another quarterback thing for Vikings fans to argue about.
And that's one.
We didn't have enough of that.
One question that I saw, and I don't know that. Like, I think I saw Rap. Actually, I think he was the one that posted the poll on it. But it was like, would you rather have Drake May and give up 3 first-round picks, or would you rather have JJ McCarthy and give up 2 first-round picks? And I'm like, you like Drake May a lot. I'm not sold on him. I like his physical abilities. There's a lot I do like about him, but man, there's like, I talk about the comfort thing, and I just don't get that from Drake May like I do with JJ McCarthy, even though Drake May does have more physical ability. You could argue that being the case, JJ McCarthy would be somehow the safer pick as far as that goes. Even though I wouldn't really call him exactly a safe pick, but I mean, no matter what, like if you think Drake May's your guy, you go up and trade a third round pick or three first round picks for him. But JJ McCarthy, like I think he has a big enough question mark where I'd be like, I don't really want to do that. And I'd rather do two. And that's why I do think there's a real possibility that it depends. If all the smokes, if it's not smoke and there's a lot of teams who look at JJ McCarthy as one of the best quarterbacks in this draft, better than guys like Drake May and Jaden Daniels that some people have said, then all top four people, I could see all top four quarterbacks going 1, 2, 3, 4. But if not, like with the wide receiver talent and the absolute need by the teams that are in the next three after the Patriots, with the Cardinals need one bad. They lost Hollywood Brown. They lost or who is what's his face? Moore. Yeah, Moore, and then obviously freaking the Chargers lost Mike Williams and Keenan. Like those guys are desperate for wide receivers, and you have some of the best talent at wide receivers that you've seen in a long time, especially in Marvin Harrison Jr.
Right. Well, that's why I really feel like Kwesi has to have another plan or another trade in place for this one.
What up, Stephen Powers? Welcome in.
And he did say today on with PA on the fan that they do have a preferred plan. He said, like, we have a preference. He said, I mean, obviously it always changes, but we do have a preference. We'll have to see. But
yeah, this is a good question here. Oh, I'm sorry. No, let you finish your thought there.
No, I think that was pretty much.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, G&G, do you want to trade up before? And that's kind of where I was going towards. I would personally, this whole offseason, like, I'm so excited. Before that trade, I was already like, just trade up. I'm going to be scared shitless, filled with anxiety going into draft night if we do not trade up prior. So it's like, you're going to relieve some anxiety from me by trading to number 4. But I've said, I'm not convinced that all quarterbacks are going to go to number 4. I think there's a real possibility that the Cardinals aren't going to get enough for them to pass on Marvin Harrison Jr., that the Chargers aren't going to get enough for them to pass on Neighbors when they need wide receivers desperately right now. And then in my opinion, I think it's the same situation with the Giants. I think you have Daniel Jones, who you already paid, and he has no number 1 wide receivers. So he doesn't even have, it's not even fair to, regardless of how you feel about Daniel Jones, he does not have the offensive talent around. Yeah, I know. And I'm not a huge Daniel Jones fan, but he never also had the talent around him to succeed fairly. So I do think that they give him one more year and go grab one of these top 3 wide receivers. And I ultimately would not be surprised if it comes down to Tennessee at 7 as being the easiest trade partner at that point. And I think if it drops to there, I definitely don't think you're giving three first round picks to move from 11 to 7, especially since there was already a gap between all the quarterbacks. So that's the reason why I'm like, you might be able to go, but you obviously are the most desperate team here. So you need to go get your guy. Everybody knows it. But if you go into the draft, I think there's a scenario where you might save some draft picks by waiting. But at the same time, if someone comes up and jumps ahead of you, then you're kind of fucked.
Yeah, then you're sitting there defensive.
You're playing a dangerous game. I like business side. I want them to play that dangerous game. But
probably.
What's that?
So then, if it gets to that point, then you're sitting there at 11. You're probably going defense and taking a quarterback at 23. Right, but
that's the thing. It's like, do I think just like with Levis last year, it was like the same thing. We thought all quarterbacks were going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 by the time draft was going, and then obviously Levis doesn't even get picked until the 2nd round. So
right, it's like,
what do you believe?
Is JJ McCarthy the Will Levis of this draft? I don't really know. Maybe.
See, I don't know. I like him more, but at the same time, like, there's just the big question mark on JJ McCarthy. I just love the mentality. Like, you can't teach that mentality, right? Like, that's what you gotta love with JJ McCarthy is like, not like, you can have all the talent in the world and it's not good enough. If you don't have that winning mentality, it's not good enough. You're not going to be good enough, aka Kirk Cousins. I mean, there's more I'd like to see from him as a scrambling side of things, but it doesn't matter if you have all the physical ability. You need to have that mentality. So at least with JJ McCarthy, you feel like he at least has that, but he has some questions to answer to be more. We want more than just that, right?
Right. I mean, and I think we both kind of agree. Like, I mean, I think There's
Yeah, I
going to
do
be a
not want
portion of
Bo
every
Nix.
fan base that sees him as game manager until he gets to the next level and proves that he's got a little bit more to him. But again, I mean, I think with him, you're betting on traits more than college production is kind of what it all comes down to. So
yeah, and I think he has it's this traits mix, and if you consider him being like that whole winner thing or whatever you want to call it, if you want to call that a trait or whatever, but I guess if you do, like, yeah, I think he has that. And everybody knows that part of him. And obviously,
right.
we all know even Brock is like, I think Brock Purdy is a good example of a guy who he has that, like in the Super Bowl, he did what he had to do to put the 49ers in position to win every time he had to. And that's why he's a good quarterback, but he didn't take advantage when Kansas City had turnovers. He didn't, it shouldn't have even got to the point where Patrick Mahomes even had a chance in that game. And that was the difference with Brock Purdy is like, I think he has that like winning mentality thing, but you need to be able to do that throughout the game. You can't just wait until, the big moments arise. You don't want you want to be good enough to not have to have the big moments.
Right. See, like my thing is, if the Vikings grab McCarthy, like it's one of those things. We'll get
into Darnold.
You just want to beg the fan base, like, trust. Here's my thing: if they trade up to 4 and they give up 3 first-round picks and they take JJ McCarthy, does it seem steep? Yes. Is there going to be a large majority of the fan base is going to be pissed? Absolutely, and I can see why. Trust Kwesi. Trust Kevin O'Connell, trust Josh McCown. Like, if this is a guy that they view as a guy who can be their, like, the quarterback for the next 10, 15 years and bring them to a Super Bowl, and they think he has untapped potential, I know it's hard to do because a lot of people don't trust these guys, but you just got to trust that they're making the right decision.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to roll with it. Like, I mean, he's young. He's going to have some time to prove things to you, but it's one of those things like, yeah, it's going to be a little scary. It sounds like a lot to give up for a guy that some view as a game managing quarterback, but there's also a lot of hype about him, a lot of hype out there about him as well. So
yeah, I think it's fair hype.
I think it's fair. He's done over these 3 years. He's reworked the salary cap. We're going to have $100+ million next year. He's bringing in some good free agents. He's letting some people walk. I think we're finally starting to see the fruits of what he's been working on this first couple of years kind of come to fruition here. So I'm trusting him to go. I'm trusting him, KOC, and Josh McCown to get the quarterback of the future, and let's roll.
That's what it is. Hey, I mean, at the very least, we all should feel good about, like, that's what I'm saying about trading for that 23rd. It just means Kwesi means absolute fucking business. Mm-hmm. Like, that dude ain't fucking around out here. He wants to go get a quarterback. Everybody knows it. Even if regardless of what he says during press, like, everybody knows it. Every team knows it. And he put himself in the best position to go get that guy. And, his plan might be to, like, really try to hope to get into the top 3 some way, somehow. And that might not work, or maybe his plan was always to make sure he could go get JJ McCarthy, and getting 2 first-round picks absolutely make sure that happens. So if that happens, and I trust KOC, and I'm hoping, they make that pick and they say, like, this is who we wanted the whole entire time. He was the number 1 quarterback on our draft.
They will, yeah.
They will. So I hope they do say that kind of thing, but they have to have quite a bit of confidence in that they're getting the guy that they want. And there's no way you make this trade because you feel like you're hoping that Bo Nix falls to 23. It doesn't make any sense. That's a weird gamble to take that you want to. I think the guy we want will be around in the 20s. So I'm going to trade up for a first round pick with that one or whatever. So I just don't feel like it's that. And I would be very sad if it was, but I would say this is the biggest positive from that trade. And that is, I feel very confident now that we will not pick Bo Nix or Michael Penix at 11. That was worst case scenario, was picking one of them at 11. And I think that's out the window now, because I for sure don't think you make that move, because there's a defensive tackle that you hope is going to be at 23 or some shit like that. Yeah. So at least, like, we're not going to do that. We're not going to pick at 11 Bo Nix or Michael Penix. But
right. I mean, look, so I guess if I woke up tomorrow morning and saw that we gave up the 2 picks this year and a first rounder next year and like a 4th or something to get up, and we were sitting at pick 3 tomorrow, I'd be ecstatic. I'd be ready to skip the next month and a half to just get to the draft. So
yeah, I'd rather have that.
That's kind of my opinion about it.
Yeah, like, it's fun. Like the mystery is, like, exciting, and we don't know what will happen, but if we get closer to that draft and we're sitting with 11th and 23rd and we go into the draft that way, it's definitely going to be an interesting draft. The most anxiety ridden draft I've ever seen, probably.
Yeah.
Waiting 1, 2, 3. Oh no, it'll be fun. It'll be fun no matter what, but just don't fuck up. Just don't fuck up. That's it. Whew. But yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. I'm excited.
I'm just trusting. I'm in full. I mean, I said it before the season. I said it before last season. I was going to give Kwesi a couple more years before I really made a. Because, the last 2 years, everyone's making judgments that Kwesi can't draft. He can't do this, can't do that. Well, now he has as much ammo as he needs this year to go make a big time splash move for this franchise. So I'm trusting him. I'm trusting the process at this point. And I mean, we'll see.
Hopefully,
I'm excited to see what he's going to do with literally the biggest move he's made since he's been here.
Yeah. Right. And there's been a lot of big moves, and actually let's go through it. Oh yeah, actually I want to bring this up because this is our football god, and let's hope that this isn't all just a, fuck us over, and ultimately the football gods are on our side for the first time. And
is that the soon to be second best quarterback to come out of Michigan in the NFL?
Yeah. I mean, I think do not be surprised by the end of JJ McCarthy's career that you'll see him.
He's behind the hair with his middle.
Yeah, he'll be behind the hair if we pick him only. If not, he's gonna be a bust, like Caleb Williams. Sign Wentz. Hey, what up, Bob Swede? Sign Wentz. He wins Super Bowls. Yeah. But yeah, other big moves which is always fun because it's weird to call it a big move, but it is the big move of not signing Kirk Cousins. Obviously we've all talked about this a lot last week, but let's just do a quick grade on what ultimately it was the right move and why do you give it an A?
After seeing the money, absolutely A. Way too much to give Kirk Cousins. Right. Absolutely way too much. And I guess there was the rumor out there we did offer him a pretty substantial contract, but it wasn't fully guaranteed multiple years, which is what Kirk Cousins was looking for. And he got the dollar amount he wanted to see as well. So, I mean, that's long story short. I don't think we need to spend too much time talking about Kirk Cousins because that's in the past. It was an A move moving on, especially at that price.
Dude, 100%. And A plus. I would have said an A probably. I would have said a B plus or an A minus if we didn't, because I wanted him to go. But at the same time, hey, what up, AJ? What up? At the same time, I was like, but the reality is you did trade him without a successor, and then ultimately getting Sam Darnold, who we'll talk about in a little bit here. And then now you really put pressure that we really need to go grab a quarterback in this draft. So because of that, I would have given it like a B plus or A minus. But once you saw the cost of it, it was an absolute hell no, you don't do that. And even the biggest Kirk fans, not the biggest, but like half of the Kirk lovers were like, all right, fuck that. And, so they kind of went to our side, the good side. So ultimately, A plus. Yeah, no brainer. Which brings us to Sam Darnold, the man, the myth, the legend, the potential future at quarterback. What is your thoughts on the Sam Darnold signing? And what would you grade that?
See, $10 million is. Okay. Whether or not they truly believe that there's something there, that there's some untapped potential there, maybe I can maybe I get that a little bit, but at the same time, you paid $10 million for retread. He's young. He's only 26 years old, which I'm fine with. Maybe there is something there, but it really does feel like just having an option just in case everything quarterback related falls through. I don't think it's gonna, but it's a C. But I would and I'll be on record saying this, and I won't back down from it. I'd much rather see him here starting than Nick Mullins.
Yeah, I personally, yeah. And
I think we're both kind of on the same page.
There's no question
if he's gonna spot start for a game or two, but if he's your option week one.
No, I don't think that's even a fair. That's not even a fair fight. Then I think you're literally picking your. If it's Nick Mullins rolling in, I think whoever you pick in the first round, you are pretty much hoping that your rookie wins the job.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And Sam Darnold, even regardless of how you feel about him, and I agree completely with Mateo here. I'll get in that in a second, but regardless of how you feel about him, I mean, there is potential there. Obviously, he was the number 3 overall. So, I mean, that by itself should just be more than Nick Mullins. Because Nick Mullins, to me, did not show a single thing for me to think he should be the starting quarterback or be at least the other option to be in the quarterback battle against our rookie quarterback.
He can be the quarterback from the 20 to the 20. Then once you get in the red zone, pull him out and put somebody else in there.
Yeah. Like, I love the mentality of that kid, but he made he had 8 picks in 2.5 games. And he lost his job to Jaren Hall, which, I wanted him to, and he got it back. But still, you didn't do well enough to not let Jaren Hall play. It's just the reality of it. That's what I think. As far as Joe Flacco, that was who I wanted. I thought it was better if you're going to have a young quarterback, I think if you're going to talk about a bridge quarterback, I think it should be a guy that can mentor him. And obviously, I mean, literally the greatest with Tom Brady and who was his successor? The guy before Tom. No.
Drew Bledsoe.
Drew Bledsoe before Tom Brady. You saw Alex Smith before Patrick Mahomes. You saw Brett Favre before Aaron Rodgers. You saw Aaron Rodgers before Jordan Love. And a lot of these really good quarterbacks, they had a guy with real experience, with playoff experience, and some with the Super Bowl experience ahead of them. And I mean, you can't take that for granted. Like, I don't care that you just have a guy that you hope a bridge quarterback means a guy that is average so he can hop over him. Because after he hops over him, the job's not done. You want a guy that can teach him the ropes and what it's like to be a good quarterback in the NFL.
I mean, Sam Darnold was in the Super Bowl this last year. He didn't play. He was there, though.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Yeah, that is true. He is a Super Bowl quarterback, actually. And you never know. I mean, he has enough experience in the NFL. At least he definitely can give more than Nick Mullins can as far as that goes. But what is J.J. McCarthy going to ask Nick Mullins as far as, like, advice goes, right? I don't know. So
if you're falling over, throw it at the nearest defensive lineman. He probably won't catch it.
You're falling. Yeah. Exactly. But the $10 million, I'm not surprised, but at the same time, that seems a little steep for a guy like him.
It was almost. I think it almost seemed like one of those things, like just to make sure he came here instead of going to Denver, maybe.
Yeah. And I mean, Denver also wanted him as well, so you never know what kind of money they put out for him. So, Josh Dobbs. Yeah, we got Alexander Madison going. KJ Osborne going to the Patriot. Alexander Madison going to the Raiders, which I really like that for him. And because I mean, I think they just got Zamir White there, and they're going to probably rock with him. But Alexander Madison will get some real touches, I think, for the Raiders.
I think he'll step back pretty much into the role he was in with Delvin Cook, where he's like that change of pace, which I think that's where he thrives.
Right. So I think that was a really good pickup by them, and I'm happy for him. And then Josh Dobbs to the 49ers with the old quarterback switch. Yeah. So good for all of them. But obviously it was time on our sides to move on for them. But yeah, so we got Kirk Cousins. We got all obviously the draft pick, Sam Darnold. I would give it a C as well. I don't ultimately, I didn't give a shit who our quarterback was,
because we know it's not the final. If he is the only quarterback option come week 1 and there's no high drafted rookie with him, something went horribly wrong.
Yeah. And it was mind boggling to think really people were thinking that was going to be just Kirk Cousins' successor.
Yeah.
And now I highly doubt a lot of people are saying that now after trading up to the 23rd pick. But another guy, so I love this one.
Yeah.
Hitting Aaron Jones, a guy that obviously our running back room is not looking great. You got Ty Chandler with a lot of potential there. And I like Ty Chandler a lot, but there's no guarantees with him. And you're going to bring in a guy that's going to make your offense good, right? I think right away. You're going to make, with the talent, regardless of who your quarterback is, you got so much talent around them. I just don't think your offense will be just bad. And obviously everybody knows if you bring a rookie quarterback here, you can't ask for a better situation than the Minnesota Vikings especially with Aaron Jones here now, even though he's getting old. Just a 1-year deal, $7 million. If it doesn't work out, you don't pay him next year. It's fine, whatever. He had his last 5 games, average 100 yards a game. Dude still has some in the tank for sure. In my opinion, he was the Packers offense towards the end of the season there. And I think that was a big move from there. And then the one biggest for me, so I give it an A+, is because ultimately you again get to stick it to the Packers. And it's obvious that Aaron Jones, feels disrespected. And, he's going to let hell raise on the Packers when you play him twice a year.
I'm going to give it like a B+ at like an not 89.5%, where that bitch of a teacher just wouldn't round your grade up to an A-. It's just the age and 7 million, like, okay, like, I don't know. That's the part of it for me. I'm just kind of like, but obviously I know the talent's there when healthy. I mean, we saw what he did to the Vikings multiple times. I'm a huge fan of Aaron Jones, just from the locker room perspective and everything. So yeah, if it wasn't for the age, I'd have given it an A. I'll give it like a high B plus.
High B plus. I say A plus.
If it was your report card, if it was your report card, you'd probably go home and tell people you got an A-, but it is what it is.
No, I think that you get like a completely, you get a full letter grade just for sticking it to the Packers, I think.
And then also Purple for the Win made a good point. He was never like a full bell cow running back. So yes, he's had injuries, but he still isn't probably as bent because he obviously splitting time with who was it when he first came into the league? Who did they have before? Jamal Williams.
Yeah, Jamal Williams. Yeah.
Obviously with AJ Dillon the past couple of years as well. So
yeah. So I mean, honestly, he does like that's like the whole thing everyone's talking about with Delvin Cook and Aaron Jones is there's no question Delvin Cook had more wear and tear on in comparison to that.
Mm-hmm.
But so another big thing for me and then this offseason was we made the big moves for guys like Jonathan Grignard.
I like every signing that first day.
I'll just throw all this in there because that's one of the biggest things for us to lose Kirk Cousins and everybody knowing we need defenders, and for Kwesi in the first day to go get 3 starters right off the bat. I like Jonathan Grignard a lot. I think he's going to come in and not completely be Danielle Hunter, but I think he's a younger player and he's going to fit our window, especially when we grab a quarterback of the future. And ultimately, I do think that I think he's going to be more than serviceable and he has a lot of potential. Hopefully his last year was not his best season and we get to see more from him. For the Grignard, I'd give it an A. I'd give it an A. I like Danielle Hunter, but I'd give it an A. Yeah.
He did say in his introductory press conference, Grignard.
Hey, Joey in the building. What up, Joey?
Someone asked, should we call you Jonathan or John? He's like, first name doesn't matter. People call me Jay. It's fine. Just it's Grignard. It's Grignard. Call me Grignard.
Okay.
So it's not Grignard.
Grignard. Okay.
I would agree. I give it an A. And the best thing about all 3 of these signings is
real, Gary. Congrats, my guy. That's sick.
You know, Brian Flores had a hand in grabbing these guys. I think he saw this last year with Grignard, sees the ability, realizes that with a little more polish, that last season could just be the start of his ascension. I give it an A as well. I think there's a lot of untapped potential here. I really like that signing for sure.
Dude, exactly. Before going to the next, again, everybody in here, we're giving away a Ivan Pace Jr. rookie card Pandora out of 400. So a numbered rookie Prizm Ivan Pace Jr. card. Get those hashtag goals in the comments. Like the video if you have not already. We have 13 likes. How many people are in the giveaway right now? All right, 12 entries, 13 people like. So we'll take that. So get some likes in there. Subscribe to our channel if you have not for your chance to win this. You have to be here at the end of the show to win. All that good stuff. But it's a cool Ivan Pace Jr. card for sure. So definitely do that. Hey, my cousin's in the building. What up, Berserk? What up, Garrett? He's a Packer fan, so I remember that. Yeah. Life without Aaron Jones is gonna be rough, my guy. So to my favorite, I think this is my favorite signing. Aaron Jones is my favorite signing for obvious reasons, but I love the Andrew Van Ginkel signing. Everything it's always a good sign when a team loses a player and all their fans are super pissed about it. And that is exactly what Andrew Van Ginkel is. And we got him for $10 million a year for a guy who had 8 sacks, had a PFF grade of 90, had PF 91, had a pass rush grade of 90, and a coverage grade of 87.
That's the big one. That's the big one. He can do it all. He can do it all.
Prototypical outside linebacker who's already played in Brian Flores' defense in past years. I think this was an absolute steal of a deal that this guy probably doesn't get the respect that he deserves. And I think he's going to be a fan favorite right away and step in to ultimately take that spot. And I do think this could be a bold take. Maybe. It depends. I think we are better off with Van Ginkel and Grignard. I think we're going to be better off with Van Ginkel and Grignard, than Wonum and Danielle Hunter.
Ooh, okay, all right.
I think Van Ginkel brings more to the table than Wonum. I think
One,
Daniil
that's
Hunter brings more table than Grignard,
right.
but I
Yeah,
think we're going to get a lot more production from both of those,
for
especially
but
since
also for like
both
5 million less per season.
yeah. And of course,
For
with
you,
Van Ginkel being a prototypical 3-4 outside linebacker is going to help when Wonum and Daniil Hunter weren't really like made for those positions anyways. So,
right? Yeah. So I like that. I like that as well.
oh, I didn't know that, Gary.
Well, he was from Iowa, so he said it was
Oh,
kind of
okay.
the Vikings were kind of the team. And
Nice,
you
nice.
look if you look at that guy, you're like, oh yeah, he's an Iowa. He's an Iowa kid. You can just tell. Listening to him talk at their introductory press conference, the dude is so like quiet, and you can definitely tell he doesn't like
What's up,
public
Gary
speaking.
Olsen?
He doesn't like talking in front of people. But man, as long as you get on the football field and show out, doesn't matter. Oh, don't worry, music in the misery. We'll get into Cashman. We'll get into Cashman.
And we're about to do that. Actually, might as well jump in right now.
My favorite signing.
I'm gonna start this one, and then I'll let Casey dive in and go wherever he wants to. I already know where he wants to go with it, but in my opinion, because I'm gonna say I love that he's a Gopher. I'm not like an automatic huge Gopher fan, but I like Blake Cashman a lot. I do think he's going to be an upgrade from Jordan Hicks, but I'm not convinced he's going to be anything much more than Jordan Hicks. I think he's going to be a solid player, but I'm not convinced. I think he hasn't had a lot of playing time in his career other than this past year where he was able to kind of step up of that leader of the defense. And if he can keep that momentum, great. But in my opinion, I'd probably give this a solid B to the A. You get a starter here, but I don't know if he's going to step up and be like more than that than a solid serviceable starter. But Casey, I'll let you take a floor for your thoughts on
I mean, I'm giving him an A. If you can give Aaron Jones an A because he's spurring the Packers, I'm giving Cashman an A because Sky Utah rolled the boat. Go Gophers. Fair, and he's coming out again, just much like Grenard, he is coming off of his best season. And I don't know, man. I mean, again, Flores, I think, had a huge say in this one. So I'm super excited to see what the kid's got. Come back. He's basically guaranteed a starting spot because there's not a lot of depth at that position. Mm-hmm. So having him and Ivan Pace back there, man, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what he can do. I think it's a nice addition to the defense.
Dude, 100%.
Guy too, bring him home. And just listening to him talk, man, I think he's going to be a locker room favorite pretty much right away. The dude just has that charisma about him. I like it a lot.
Yeah. And I did like all of them. And then obviously we got guys like, was it Sherfield? And we got a couple role playing type players that I don't really expect to be starters. I think the only bad thing I would say about this offseason so far is us not prioritizing. And I'm sure we tried. I'm sure we tried to get Christian Wilkins, but not prioritizing that middle of the defense or not middle of interior defensive interior of the defense.
Yeah.
So that's like the big one for that for me. But outside, and then who did we get? We got one guy, but he was kind of
we got oh god, what was his name? That's kind of how it doesn't really.
But that's exactly. So that means that says enough right there. And then obviously we made some low level re-signings kind of on our team with which we did bring back Bullard. What's that?
Brandel, Questenberry, Bullard, and then Brandon Powell as well.
Brandon Powell. That was a good one. I like Brandon Powell. Yep. I like Brandel, but if you're going in the season hoping he's going to be your starting guard, obviously I don't think any Viking fans are hoping that. We're still hoping that there's a chance we bring Reisner back, which is interesting that we just aren't. So I don't know what's with that.
Kwesi also had a comment about that today.
Oh, did he?
Where he basically said we're just trying to he didn't say much, that we're just trying to bring in the best players we can get. Joey. And that's about all I can say. So I don't know. Maybe Reisner's asking for too much. Maybe Kwesi wasn't happy with the way he played last year. I don't know how he couldn't be. I thought he played pretty well in that spot, when we had him out there. But
what up, Two-Tone?
I don't know. I'm not sure. It doesn't sound like things are going. It sounds like he will not be back here. If I had to,
I would have guessed he already would have been. But then you have to go get someone. I mean, there's other players out there, and then cornerback position. There's still
in the fourth round.
We could. It'd be interesting. I'm kind of all right. So switching back to all this stuff with us making this trade and everything. So obviously, by getting that 23rd, we no longer have a second round pick or a third round pick. So it goes from first round all the way to fourth, where we have 2 fourth round picks. Would you be which I mean, I think we would just stick around. But man, I really like the second round when it comes to
Defensive
defensive
tackle.
interior and
Yeah.
defensive tackle. So I'm like, I still kind of hope we would
I'd
trade back up
package
for them.
I'd maybe package some picks and get up into the third round if there's one you like that slips, or into the second. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. It's tough. Tillery, that's his name. That's his
That's
name.
what it is, Tillery. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Tillery, yeah, because he was a first round pick prior, and obviously he hasn't been able to break out yet. But at least there's potential there. Speaking of potential, Chase Young signing with the Saints for 1 year, 13 million. Man,
fully guaranteed.
God, with the guy who's probably the most hyped defensive player in the past decade, his career did not go as planned.
Yeah, no.
But I would have. I mean, I don't know. I know for sure Mateo would not be in on the idea of bringing a guy like that just because he doesn't like the whole injury thing, which I makes sense. But man, what if that dude just breaks out now? It's possible.
Right. You never know.
We had from the Packers last year.
Oh, Dean Lowry.
Dean Lowry.
Yeah.
We got to still make a move. And that's the hard part is now that's what's so weird about it is with that trade, even though I really liked us doing that because I think most importantly, we need to go get our quarterback. But now you're real like your chances aren't really good at getting a defensive interior unless your plan really was to go get Bo Nix or Michael Penix and then use that pick for a defensive interior. But hopefully that isn't the case.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, James? Ness in the building. What up?
That's not the case either.
Yeah.
Anyway. What about what do you think is going to come about of the Dirty Birds tampering? I don't think too much, honestly.
I'm hoping
they might lose a pick, but
yeah,
that's
my guess. Is I think they're gonna not even get him with anything, or maybe I feel like we do deserve something though. Like if we wanted Kirk Cousins to stick around, and you're talking about a franchise quarterback, some might want to call it. I feel that's pretty dirty to go in and sweep in on a freaking franchise quarterback. That's like a new level of.
And that's like the biggest. He was like the top free agent behind Chris Jones. So like.
Gary, when the fuck am I going to be able to buy GG?
Yeah, we've been lazy about that type of stuff. We got to get back.
We'll get it. We're trying to figure out right now. We're working really hard on changing our content a little bit. We're trying to add a little bit more editing and stuff to our videos. So really focused on that.
And our monetization's broken. So that doesn't help either.
We're going to get some, Gary. I promise you. Yeah, we got to get our monetization back up too, because for whatever reason, we have to verify our address and we didn't do that. So they just take it down, which is annoying, but whatever. Joey Hawking here. Trade JJ for 2, 3, or 4 overall, a second and a third this year, and a second in 2025. We could get the quarterback early and still stock the D. $40 million a year for a non-quarterback will guarantee another 5 years of mediocrity. For a non-quarterback. Are you talking? Trade JJ. I don't think it will cost $40 million a year.
No,
but I
ain't trading JJ.
No, I don't think so because mediocrity. I'm sorry, but what team does not have a star pass catcher and they win a Super Bowl? Or like I don't know.
The Chiefs.
They have Travis Kelce.
They have Patrick Mahomes.
And they have Travis Kelce.
Yeah,
like the greatest tight end of all time.
Yeah, okay.
And prior, they had Tyreek Hill.
Right. But again, and I will say it from
Travis Kelce is an elite pass catcher. And they
have Patrick freaking Mahomes.
Like, yeah, and not to mention that.
That's their cheat code.
And I do think, what's his name, is a pretty good rookie this year. And it's Patrick Mahomes. But prior than that, I mean, who are you seeing?
Exactly. But here, like, my thing is, like, the reason that I think this team is so ready for a rookie quarterback and why I thought they could move on from Kirk Cousins like they did is because you have the best receiver in the game for him to throw the football to. That, like, without him and you have no number one receiver, okay, cool. Then you're bringing in a guy who's got to learn with Jordan Addison being his number one unless you draft somebody. So I ain't trade JJ because I personally think that this team is set up perfectly for a rookie quarterback to come in with the best receiver in football. Once he's healthy, one of the top tight ends in football, as well as Jordan Addison is a really solid number 2.
And if you get a quarterback on a rookie contract, you can afford. Like I know he turned down $30 million, but I don't think he turned down $30 million because he wasn't making enough money. I think he turned down. Well, it could be a little bit. He knew that we're going to get the bump in cap space. But then
Yeah.
also it's a real question mark with the quarterback situation. And I think if I'm him, I'm more worried about what that looks like than making 40 million. But you need to have that type of talent around a quarterback. If you have a quarterback on a rookie contract, why wouldn't you spend money to make sure that you have the best wide receiver for him? Because if once that rookie window goes up, then yeah, now you got to make some decisions.
Then you end up like the Bengals, where you have Joe Burrow, but now you gotta get rid of your number 2 and 3 receiver. Yeah, you have Jamar Chase still, but I don't know. That's why I think you got to go all in right now. Pay JJ, get a quarterback you think can win you a Super Bowl, and run with it. And then if 4 years down the road, then yes, then you got to start questioning. All right, well now we have ton of if your quarterback works out. So
yep. And that's another thing is JJ is not going anywhere. He's not going to get any worse. In 4 years from now, he's going to be what, 28, 29 in 4 years?
How old is he? Yeah, I think that sounds right.
He's 25. I think he's 25, 24 or 25. Like he's still going to be in his prime at that 24. Spot.
He's 24 in June.
In 4 years. In 4 years, he'll be 28, 29 years old. You're still going to get a haul in a trade for him if that's the case. So I don't think I don't get why you would trade the best wide receiver in the NFL right now if you have the money to afford him. If it comes to a point where it doesn't look like that's going to happen, then trade him in 4 years or when that happens. But I wouldn't trade him right now because you're not going to get another guy like Justin Jefferson. Chances are slim.
I am not team JJ, and nobody will unless it goes completely pear-shaped in the draft and we don't get a quarterback at all and it looks like, and you got nothing going there, then you might be able to convince me. But for the most part, I am not team JJ, and nobody will ever convince me to change my stance on that.
Yeah. You need stars on your team.
Pay the best receiver in football.
JJ barely got 1,000 yards last.
And I think the fact that this team will not trade Justin Jefferson. I think the fact that they let guys like Danielle Hunter walk because they knew it was going to cost them a pretty penny. I think they're preparing to pay Justin Jefferson. I mean, it's obvious. So
and
trading JJ has never been on their minds. And GM speak where Kwesi says that, sure, a lot of times like Rick Spielman, we have no intentions of trading Stephon Diggs or Percy Harvin, yada yada. But this one, I believe, like you don't trade Justin Jefferson, especially since he hasn't been a diva and tried to demand his way out or anything.
Yeah. And he's going to hold his value.
Then maybe you think about it. But
he's going to hold his value. I'm not going to bring a rookie quarterback in and want him to be the franchise quarterback and get rid of the best wide receiver in the NFL when his value is not going to change. We can trade him later, even with a big contract. Like he's going to probably get a second big. I think he's good enough in his skill sets. I think he's going to be a guy that's going to be able to go into his 30s and be a really good wide receiver still. So I think I think he's going to earn a second big contract, and this isn't going to be his only one, which means if that's the case, he's still going to hold enough trade value, I think, at some point moving forward after he's gotten paid.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's fair. I get it for sure, but I like it. So that's another thing, Rap, is with JJ to JJ. If we ended up getting JJ McCarthy, it's going to get real confusing here. We're going to have to change JJ McCarthy's name or something. We're going to have to come up with a different name for him.
Right.
It's weird for us to be in this. It's a weird one. This is as weird as it gets, I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I was thinking about this the other day. I think me and you kind of started watching the Vikings around the same time with Brett Favre. Kirk Cousins was the most stability we've seen at quarterback on this team. It's kind of crazy. We've never seen a quarterback make it 2 seasons starting in a row.
Mm-hmm. And hopefully we go
grab. This is the start of something even better and longer.
Be the first top 10 quarterback we ever selected, right?
Yeah. And then the nice thing about JJ McCarthy though is I feel like he can come in and start right away because they could literally just let him manage the game while he develops the rest of his skill set.
Exactly.
I think he could come in and be a week 1 starter to where you could just have him play the same way he kind of did, and which would have, I mean, obviously KOC would have to have more of a run the ball more, but at the same time, I feel like you could have him come in and just make the offense vanilla for him while he develops his skills, if that's what it comes down to. But I don't know, man. I think I agree that I still think there's a lot to love what you don't see in the stats with JJ McCarthy.
Right.
Everyone wants to look at the stats. Like, I know I did. I was that guy. I'm like, oh, well, the stats don't show this. Stats don't show that. Like, you got to look beyond the stats sometimes.
Right. Should we do a mock?
I guess. Yeah, why not?
Why not? We haven't even done a mock since.
We haven't done one since. Yeah.
And I'm throwing this in there. Be my guest. I don't know how well it will work out, but here's the link to the StreamYard. So if you want to pop in, definitely do so. Pop in. And again, everybody, we can do a 7-round. Still need to be a little bit more. This last week was so crazy. I did not have the chance to dive too much into a lot of these prospects this past week.
I haven't done any of it. Rolling with this.
Yeah. Hold up. I think Zoe's popping in. Hey, everybody, again, though, we have the Ivan Pace Jr. rookie card giveaway. This is going to be the Pandora. I mean, I did not drop that, by the way.
Nice fumble.
No, I didn't drop it. I don't fumble. Are you kidding me? I didn't drop it. So, yeah, anyways, get the hashtag Skulls in, like the video, and subscribe if you aren't already. And go subscribe to our boy In the Zone on YouTube. Definitely go do that as well to try to win this card. What's going on, Zoe?
What's the deal? How y'all feeling?
Awesome, dude. Awesome. Hey, I love your background. When did you do that? Like the paint and everything.
A year. It been a year. I think April would be a year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome. All right. Hey, Gary, pop in. Anybody else? If anyone else wants to, pop right in. I don't care. But we're going to run this thing. So what are you thinking, Zoe? 7 rounds. How are you feeling? Where are you at with this whole thing? What did you feel about the quarter or us trading up for the 23rd?
I love that. I love that pick just because I don't know, man. I'm greedy. I want to get a quarterback at 11 and a D tackle at 23. I'm not going to lie to you.
Nice. It'd be nice if we could pull it off. But what are you thinking? Would you pick Bo Nix or Michael Penix at 11 if we had no choice? If that was our only option?
Damn. I don't
or
know.
Would you?
I don't know. I'm not high on Bo Nix like that. But me personally though, they say every year all these quarterbacks is gonna go top 5 in the NFL draft.
Yeah.
They always say that.
Right,
yeah,
right.
That is true,
there's a real possibility. There's a real possibility that JJ could drop down to. I think so. I don't know, but then there's also people saying he could go up higher.
But
I don't really know what to think.
Like I was telling people the other night, like if you look at the New York Giants, we all know they need a quarterback, and the Giants probably already know they not going to be good this year, so they might have a top 2 pick next year and get a top quarterback.
But at least, but this year though at 6, you know what the quarterbacks look like this year. Next year, you're not like so many question marks when it comes to next season. It's kind of like I like Quinn Ewers, but is he gonna take that next step? Maybe Shadir Sanders, like he showed us some flashes. Is he gonna take that next step? So at least this year, you know what you're looking at with the quarterbacks. Where next year, yeah, you could be, you could think about it that way, but there's a lot of question.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't see 4 or 5 quarterback going before number 6 or number 7. I just don't see it.
That is true. It'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting. It's going to be a fun next 6 weeks.
Dude, I'm so excited.
Look, and y'all know what crazy? My bad.
No, you're good, bro.
Look, I did a crazy video like 2 hours ago, man. I got the Bear trading with the Commanders. The Commanders get Caleb Williams, and the Bear draft Drake May.
I think I don't know if I'm completely convinced. I think they're gonna go Caleb Williams, but would it blow my mind for them to? Because earlier in the offseason, it was kind of like Washington will do whatever they can to go grab Caleb Williams because he's the Washington D.C. kid. And if Chicago didn't have a big gap between guys like Drake May and Caleb Williams, then it's like they could trade back, probably get maybe even a whole other first-round pick for that, even if it's just one spot, and then still get a guy like Drake May. I mean, with all the rumors, it sounds like he'd be going to the Bears. It'd be kind of funny at this point because they think he's going to the Bears so much through this process that it'd be interesting if he didn't. But
I just feel like the Bears trying to go in a different direction with the quarterback spot. Cause Caleb Williams,
Gary in the building. What up, Gary?
On Gary.
Gary, man, I ain't never seen Gary before.
This is
so we need to get you to Skullfest.
Yeah, this is my first time seeing Gary on the internet.
Gary.
What?
There you are.
Yeah, this is my first time.
Oh, Zoe. So when it comes to Skull Fest, dude, and ask these boys, when I give you a hug, dude, you better tie a 2x4 to your fucking back because I'm gonna hug you so hard I'm gonna snap it.
For sure,
Hey,
Gary-
trust me.
That's not a love brother,
I
by
still
the way.
feel it in my back right now.
Gary, my guy.
Let's go. That's what we're talking about here. All right, so let's do a mock. Let's
All
do a
right.
mock, boys.
So what's
Let's
the
have some
plan?
fun here.
Are we sitting and wait until 11? Are we going to try to get up to 3? How you guys want to play this?
Shit, I want to see what that board gonna look like.
I'd like to keep it as realistic as possible.
Let's do it.
Okay. So I mean, we'll go slow through the first couple picks. We can.
Let's just stop at 3 and
Stop
then
at 3?
decide something there.
All right. So Caleb Williams 1. I assume there it is.
Y'all think the Patriot will trade with us?
All right. I don't know. This is where we're at.
I don't think so. No,
Me
in my
neither.
opinion, I
I
don't
don't
think so. But
Me neither.
so we
Well,
can
let's
decide.
go.
Like, if we do, you guys
I'm
do
just
we?
curious. Let's just see what PFF thinks. 72% just to give up this year.
I mean, obviously we would do that. But what do you guys think? I mean, there is maybe the only scenario that I'm kind of feeling like where New England will get trade is if there's like one of the top 3 isn't
If they
their
want-
guy,
Yeah.
and then both of their guy they want is gone, and then they're like, okay, let's like make the decision to trade back.
Yeah. Because to me, doesn't Drake May just feel like a Patriot quarterback?
Yeah, he do.
Yeah, he does. Even
Like,
though
something about him just feels like he's a perfect, Mac. He kind of looks like Mac Jones, like same frame, tall guy.
But damn, ain't no weapons though.
yeah,
That's it. But I mean, is it? I mean, giving him 2 first-rounders this year, which like now that's the thing. Like someone could give them a couple for the next 2 years, but they don't know where those picks are going to be. At least this year for trading for these two, they know they're picking 11 and 23. So however their draft board is played out, they can kind of make adjustments. So
what do you think, Gary?
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah.
Like,
Sure.
so this is really weird. I'm having conversations like multiplied 6 or 7 conversations that's all over the place. It's like back when I was in college and doing mushrooms. How do I get just one set of vocals coming through here?
So what do you mean you have different vocals going on?
I hear you guys say the same thing like 8 to 10 times, and it's just all blurred together.
Huh.
Ooh. That's a good question.
I'm not sure.
I'm
So
gonna pop out, try to come back in.
yeah, try it. Give it a shot. Give it a
All
shot. Hey, what up, Sarah? Hey, Skull Mafia and Sarah in the building. Right on time. Right on time. Hey, but I mean, with seeing you both in here. Oh, I did pick up the card. See, I didn't fumble it. Again, everybody, we're giving away a Ivan Pace Jr. rookie card Pandora out of 400. This is a solid card here. Get the hashtag skulls in the comments. Like the video and subscribe. Is someone not using headphones?
I mean, I never use.
I
headphones.
don't use headphones.
I mean, I use headphones. Do you think that could be the problem?
No, that had to be hit background. I don't hear nothing now.
Hey, Von Joyner, appreciate you popping in. Thanks, brother.
We just got not that Jonah Williams, the other one,
We just got Jonah Williams.
that defensive lineman from the Rams.
Okay, we got a D lineman.
I think he played for the Rams. That sounds right.
Because other Jonah Williams is offensive.
That
lineman.
offensive.
Yeah,
offensive
he's
lineman.
for the Giants.
I don't know where he went. He was drafted by the Bengals, but I'm not sure.
Is it letting me bring? Oh, Gary's coming back in. We just signed him. Okay. Hey, we got to get everything we can get now on that defensive line.
We ain't got shit on the D line.
Rams for this one. Yeah, what's up? What's up? Just waiting for Gary, and then we're gonna start a mock draft.
Get that quarterback. What quarterback y'all want to get?
I mean, at this point, the options are limited.
Who did he? It was Jaden Daniels did get picked number 2. How crazy of it was it? Just like a week ago, Jaden Daniels was falling to 11 on PFF.
I seen
Right.
that.
I think they fixed their. I heard it was a little wonky for a bit.
Yeah, good. Because
I think I was watching someone do one where the Bears took like Fashanu at number 1 overall, like take a tackle. Like, yeah, okay.
Mhm. If it was me, I think Caleb Williams is the best quarterback in the draft. That's who I would pick if I had the number one overall
I think
pick.
I mean, the fact that he has that Patrick Mahomes potential is what is driving him up that high. So
yeah, I watch him again.
If he works out, man, like you have yourselves an absolute stud.
Right. Yeah. I would say number 2, I like Jaden Daniels second, and then I would go Drake May. I'll just stick with the top 3. And then for me, it's an easy JJ McCarthy number 4.
Yeah, I agree. So, I mean, so do we want to play this out where we let it get down to like 4 or 5 and see if we make a trade up for McCarthy, or do we want to try to hop up to 3? I don't really know. It's up to you guys.
How we doing, Gary? Is that any better?
Can you hear us? Oh, you can?
Can we hear you?
Can you hear me?
Yep. There you go. Are we good? So who is your quarterbacks, Gary? Who would you pick between Jaden Daniels
so if we
and
make
May?
it to 3 all day, I want Jaden Daniels. I'll take JJ. Don't get me wrong.
Would you take Drake? Because Jaden Daniels is picked on this board. Would you pick JJ McCarthy, or would you pick Drake May in this scenario at number 3? If we were to trade up. Tweevil, you said you were warming up to McCarthy.
Guys, it's still happening. I'm going to check out and just get in via chat, all right?
Okay, no worries.
Sounds good.
We're going to have to get that fixed so we can get you in here, though.
Fair enough. Well, hang on a second.
Is it better?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yep.
Is it still doing it?
Yeah, something just happened. All of a sudden now I don't hear a bunch of echoes.
Maybe we're better then. Good to go?
Yeah, guys, it's happening. I just got done hearing myself from minutes ago. I'm going to check out so you guys can do your show.
Sounds good, bro. We appreciate you popping in.
But hey, Gary.
Yep.
Do you got YouTube playing on your phone and you got the live stream going?
Oh, wait a minute. I didn't sign out of YouTube yet. But it's not playing, though. But hang on.
That could be it.
Could be it.
All right, Zoe, to your point.
How it sound now?
We good?
Maybe it is my fault.
So I just signed out now of YouTube.
Okay, how it sound?
Yeah.
Is it still doing it?
Yeah.
All right. You'll have to help us in the chat. It is definitely something to do with either headphones or like a mic.
Well, we've never had any issues with anybody else with me not using headphones. So I
don't think it's that. I mean, even using like a speaker outside of your computer sometimes could do that. Maybe
that's what I've been using that since we started this. Right. Anyway, what are we doing here?
Yeah. Okay. We're back.
We forfeit our next. We forfeit our number 11 overall picks. What are we doing? Making a move up?
Do we want to make a move up, or should we let it go down?
Do we want to try this like one time?
No.
And just see if it works?
Know what? Hey, yeah, do it up. Catch, come in.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man.
Pop in.
Hey, Jamie, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, GG boys.
What's up?
I ain't trading up to number 3 for no Drake May, man. I can't do that. Drake May?
I think it's fair not to. I like Drake May enough, but I'm not convinced by him. If the Vikings did that and they felt confident that was their guy, I would go with it because a lot of people some people think that's their guy. Obviously, with the Vikings, everything they did with the 23 and the 11, you feel like they'd want to go do something like that. But I'm cool with, you know what? Zoe's the guest right now. Let's go with Zoe. Let's make our way down to. Let's wait for Catch real quick.
Yeah, but
let's wait for Catch real quick.
Okay, so
hey Joey, we can get you in here.
Oh,
Joey,
they took Drake May
too.
Yep, they took Drake. I mean, I figured they would.
Yeah. Hey Joey, you can come in too. I think we can fit up to like 10 people. No worries, Gary. Yeah. Or like 6 people or something. Definitely come in. So let's wait a second.
No, Gary, that's my first time seeing Gary on the internet, man.
I know I think that's what we need to do is we need to get Gary a mic. We need to get Gary some headphones and so he can join on this.
I got all that shit right here. Hold on, Gary. Gary, what's up? Hold on. I got some headphones right here for Gary. And I got a microphone around here somewhere.
Hey, Skull Salvador. Thanks for popping in. Hey, see, Gary, we got to get Gary a setup. That's what needs to happen. We need to get Gary a setup.
Yeah, I got some headphones for him already and the microphone.
But yeah, I do think I don't know if JJ McCarthy will last there though. So that's it. Like, so we can go. So is that what you would want to do? Is to go to 11, and that's with the idea that JJ McCarthy is gone. What would you do at 11 in that scenario?
Man, I'll probably wait to number 5. Try to trade with the Chargers, probably.
You think so?
Yeah. Is that what we want to try to do?
Yeah, let's see. What
Joey Hawkin in the building. Let's go, Joey.
What up, Joey?
Hey, not much, man.
Let's go.
I love
we got a party.
I love the backdrop. That's the best backdrop in the room.
Dude, that is
you like
sweet.
that, huh?
Hell yeah.
A lot of guitars, man. A lot of money there.
A lot of hard work.
Yeah, you got that right.
So what do you think? What is your spot, Joey? What would you do in this scenario? Like, who do you want? Would you trade at this point? All 3 of the top quarterbacks gone. We're at 4. Would you trade up in the top 10 to go get JJ McCarthy, or are you waiting to go down?
Well, you know what I would have done. I already said I would like to stick a pick at 11, 23, trade JJ for one of the 2, 3, or 4. But aside from that, I just let it ride right now.
Yeah, I like that too, though. Shit, I like the idea too.
What I want to do is let it ride to 11.
Yeah,
See what happens.
Let's get Catch in here.
What up,
There
fellas?
he is.
What's going on?
There he is. Let's go. Let's go.
Hey, we go live every night together, Catch.
Yeah, it seems that way.
You guys went to what, like a 3-hour last night with Dave?
Zoe's my ride and die.
That's my partner in crime.
Yeah.
Okay, do not trade up. So is that
Are
what
we
we're
all in
going?
agreement? We're just gonna let it
We're
ride.
letting
Let
it
it
go
ride.
to 11. Let's
Let
let
it
it ride.
ride.
I think the Giants are the wild card right now, whether or not with the quarterback.
Yep. I personally don't think they're going to go that direction.
the big one right here.
I think they will.
Marvin Harrison.
Okay.
I guess at this point we're probably scot-free then, unless
Unless the Bears somehow trade, even though they're not allowed to in PFF, but I could see
All
them
right,
doing
well.
it anyways.
So I guess are we comfortable going McCarthy at 11 or
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, 11.
I mean, they do have him ranked 20. They do have him ranked 28. You probably might be able, in PFF mock drafts. You might be able to get him down a little lower. But then again, these 2 teams probably grab him. So
I think PFF is the worst mock draft simulator. That's just
Which one's your favorite? I only like it. Well, mostly just because you can click on you can see their stats and you can click on see their grades.
There's another one. There's another one called the NFL Mock Draft Simulator, and it has a clipboard next to each player. And it gives their size, their weight, and then it has a paragraph or 2 of the player written up, and then it'll say come to them
crazy.
By the draft. They have every player in there.
Okay.
The
is that Pro Football Network mock draft? Is that who that is through?
I just
call it. It's just called Pro Mock.
Okay. Yeah. Jamie, I think we've used that one before.
Is that the one? Yeah. So my worst. The lead, I don't mind PFF. The thing I hate about it the most is you can't look at the players when you're not picking.
Right,
that's
you can
like
do that.
the worst.
You can do that all the other ones. That's what I'm saying. For as analytical as PFF is, their mock draft simulator is trash.
AJ, that's Joey. That's Joey Hawkins.
Hey,
you don't know Joey? We all know Joey.
Yeah, everyone should know me.
My face. Let's go.
Joey's a great follow. If you guys don't follow him, you should. He's fantastic.
100%. Everybody go follow Joey Hawkins. Later. Let me see.
So would y'all go to 23rd pick? What, D tackle?
So we're going.
Are we rolling McCarthy at 11? Is that the plan?
Oh yeah, hell yeah,
yeah. McCarthy at 11, yeah.
Okay.
BPA at 23.
You got to take him because the Broncos will take him. I think the New Orleans Saints might. Seattle
the Broncos
might take
will
him.
definitely take McCarthy. The Vikings didn't at 11.
And Seattle will take him.
So we did we go JJ McCarthy at 11?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. That would be absolute best case scenario. 23, you got Newton there.
Perfect.
He's kind of smaller guy, isn't he, for a defensive interior?
Aaron Donald was small. Shit.
295, but
He was the favorite to go number one in the beginning of this process as far as defensive interiors go.
Who else on the board for D tackle? He the highest one, I think.
Brandon Fisk.
I like I like Jenkins though.
I would take Fisk over all of them.
Wasn't Chris Jenkins like the consensus number one D tackle for a while?
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Kind of dropped a little bit.
I would take Sweat or Fisk. That's my two pick.
So how about this? Obviously, let's say the Vikings made all these trades. They got to the 23rd just because they wanted to make sure they can go get their guy. But we got lucky enough and they got their guy at 11. Now you're sitting here at 23. You're in this situation. Even though it seems weird to trade back from here, would you do it?
Yeah.
What are the offers?
Yeah,
I don't know. At this point, I'm looking at Powers Johnson, man. I mean, you're looking at a guy you're going to have for 8 years.
That is true. We do need some center help.
In round one?
He's
the guy from West. He's the guy
floating on draft boards right now.
Bradbury
gets steamrolled
game after game.
If we can get a round two, if we trade back out of one and get a second, the guy from West Virginia is almost just as good.
Oh, that center, yeah.
I'd rather do that. I
true.
think we just need a defensive interior so bad. We're I feel like desperate on that.
Yeah, I'd rather trade back though.
Well,
let's see what we got.
The earliest we have is pick 30 with the Ravens.
I think that's good.
What else are they giving us?
60, 30, and 62.
30, 62 for 23. Nah, that's not going to get
What about 93?
Throwing.
Oops.
No, let's stick with 62. Let's stick with 62 and throw something else in.
Is that what they're offering us?
Well, they don't necessarily offer you. They just say that they want to trade, and then you get to kind of make the offer.
Oh.
So I say we take 62 and put that 129 in. And I say we offer to him.
No.
I say we offer to him again.
There we go. Now we're in.
Yay!
We strongly suggest you take this trade.
Right.
Yeah.
You supposed something to happen to you.
What do they say? 3 no's and a yes means yes. Is that the
So now you do have Fisk here, 45 average draft.
A little bit higher than what his ranking's at, but I mean,
how big is he?
He's the one that he had the best performance out of all defensive interior at the combine.
Man, he 297.
6'5".
That Florida State defense was pretty nasty too.
Yeah.
And he ran like a 4.8 something like that.
His RAS score is pretty high too.
How big is Jenkins?
Let's see. I think he was 6'3", 305.
Well, if you just want pure size, you'd have to go with Sweat from Texas.
Right. Oh, absolutely. I like Sweat. But
he got
Thomas would be a beast.
He's been going a bit later.
What up, Tristan? Welcome in.
I mean, I know we don't need a safety, but you got Tyler Nubin sitting there.
We gotta go
Vikings don't draft. Go for it.
We're gonna safety, bro.
If it was my choice, I would take. If you think center is more of a need, I would take Frazier or Powers and then get a defensive tackle later, or we could risk it, take a defensive now and see if one of the centers is there.
So
go to. I know we don't need it, but I do love me some Adonai Mitchell at receiver. That could be fun.
And did someone say that Brian Thomas was still in here?
Kool-Aid McKinstry is still here.
Ooh.
I'd
rather have Tampa than McKinstry.
Think so? I haven't looked hard enough at the cornerbacks yet.
Yeah.
Go to the centers.
It's going to be Powers or Frazier. Well, Powers is gone.
Powers is gone. That's what I thought.
Packers.
Well, then if we need a center, if you guys think a center is more important than defensive lineman, we got to take Frazier.
I think the defensive lineman is for sure more important, but is there still going to be a guy that you like at 62?
Well, I think the centers are drying up pretty fast. If you go back and look at centers, there's a drop off after Frazier.
Yeah, draft that center then. Shit, get Frazier. Shit.
I mean, Pran's pretty good, but he's a third rounder. But the Vikings don't have a third rounder, so
right. Well, we got 62 again. We got 62 back.
So I would take Frazier here than take a.
You think so?
Your offensive lineman. That's
because I bet you anything with the way these go, I could see Sweat still being there at 62, maybe.
Yeah, Yeah.
Let's roll with it. Let's go center. We haven't done that yet. We haven't taken a center in the first round.
Taking a chance here.
What was that?
We need that O line. We got JJ too.
JJ McCarthy. Yeah, that offensive line.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll have no excuses for sure now as a young quarterback.
So I think I did see. Did I see his? Oh, T'Vondre Sweat. Are we just?
Yep.
We roll with it.
Look how big he is too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude's an absolute monster.
Yeah.
All right, we take that.
I mean,
if that's the first 3 picks for the Vikings, I'm all good.
362.
Why he dropped so low?
Honestly,
he needs to come out a lot. He needs to be substituted in a lot. That's why he's not an every down third.
Okay.
I would too if I weighed 364.
Hell yeah, he's a big
I would need
boy.
some water.
Catch coming in, dropping the freaking knowledge out here. That's what we need.
He's quicker than his size too. That's another reason why he's so high. He's just not big for style. He's actually good. He just needs a lot of breaks. That's why he's not so high. If he could play every down, he'd be first round pick.
Over to the fourth.
Yeah.
Our real draft is going to be we'll have one pick in the first, and then we don't pick again for the fourth.
All right. What are we thinking here?
I don't think we need. I know they only signed Jones for 1 year, but I don't know if they re-signed Jones after that. I don't know if we want to race the running back because I mean Trey Benson's good, but I don't know if we want to race the running back.
I like Trey Benson. We're in the fourth round. I would honestly, if we grab Trey Benson in the fourth round, I'd be pretty pumped about it. I like Aaron Jones with 1 year.
Or do we target a Cam Hart here?
I like the corners for real.
Ooh, I do like the Cam Hart. I know. I don't know. What's your thoughts on Cam Hart, Catch?
He didn't get a lot of publicity because the other corner who played opposite him is only a sophomore and he's really good. He didn't really hurt Notre Dame that bad. I just think he has like athletic ability. He's not at the very top. That's why he's so far down. But
sound like Andrew Booth.
But
they say he dominated he was one of the guys that dominated during the Senior Bowl.
He's good. He's not at the top, but Cam Hart's good, but it's the fourth round, so I mean, if he doesn't work out, he doesn't work out.
Running back, get Benson.
Get Benson.
I do really like Benson.
Because at the end of the day, we got JJ. We need an O line and a run game.
Right, and Aaron Jones. And obviously, we have Aaron Jones, but 1 year, so we definitely still need a running back potentially going forward.
Do we feel comfortable trading back to 117?
Gary wanted hard. Sorry, Gary.
We just want to roll with Benson.
We didn't pick yet. I'm between Benson and Hart. I'll let you guys decide.
What about the chat? How about the chat? Help decide.
Good plan.
This is fun, man. I like doing this.
Who y'all want to draft right now?
I wish I could.
The more I look at it, we all have our preferences. I really don't. I'll be happy with whatever quarterback they take in the draft because he's got to be less polarizing than the last guy we had.
Yeah.
Hopefully, people can just rally around the new quarterback we have and support him. You know.
I mean, it's going to be a young quarterback, and you gotta hope and pray that.
Yeah,
Kevin O'Connell and they'll work their magic on him. I've said it. If you love one of the quarterbacks, just do what you got to do. Go get them, and roll with it from there.
I think JJ is more athletic than Teddy Bridgewater.
I like Teddy Bridgewater. He wasn't athletic. He just almost lost his leg.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you gonna do when your leg almost falls off?
Yeah.
But I did like Teddy, but I think JJ, I feel like that is a solid comparison. I'll say his floor is Teddy Bridgewater.
So how's the chat doing?
Right now I got
one
6
Hart
votes,
Gary.
53% on Cam and 17% on Trey. 71% Cam.
All right. Well, looks like they want Cam Hart. So
all right,
let's do it. Pull the trigger.
Boom.
Nice. Hey,
we're like the real Vikings. We're doing it by committee.
Yeah.
Right.
So we got next 157.
Yeah.
Music Misery says, "Yo, grab Washington."
Hey, how tall was Hart?
I think he's 6 feet.
Okay.
I know we should be able to just like look these players back up.
All right, what are we thinking?
Do we need a tight end for?
We do.
DJ might be out the rest of the year. The guy from Colorado State.
Cam Hart is 6'3".
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like that.
I know he was 6 foot something. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like that height.
But he's got the typical 6'3" hips of a corner.
We took JJ McCarthy, Tristan, at 11.
And then we took Zach Frazier at 23.
And then Sweat at 62.
Yeah. And then Cam Hart. And then we're caught up.
Yeah,
all right.
I don't like on here. You can't pull your shit back up.
Yeah, I know. You should be. You think PFF would be better with all this?
I'll be forgetting who the hell I'll be drafting. So what we about to go now?
The Texas A&M linebacker is gone. So.
Edge. No, he's long gone probably.
What about D tackle? Cause we ain't got nobody on the defensive line for real.
Well, they just signed the defensive tackle, Jonah Williams. So that helps.
Man, shit.
At this point, I'm pretty much.
I think the tight end's the best guy. So. I think the tight end's the best guy left.
From Iowa.
Which the Iowa one or the
Colorado State tight end.
How tall is he?
He is 6'5", 235.
Damn. Hell yeah, draft him, shit.
Does anyone roll with?
Because when TJ comes back, he'll be a great backup.
Okay.
Better than what we have on the roster right now.
Shit, we might trade TJ.
Yeah.
Shit.
Saw that, Yogi. Hey, we need as many bodies we can get.
You got your line.
Take the Iowa one. Iowa's tight end. Let's pull the trigger.
Well, what about we didn't take a running back? What about Dylan Johnson from Washington?
I do like Dylan Johnson.
Oh, he the one that played with Penix.
Yeah, he's slowed down by injuries a little bit last year.
He was the guy who got hurt in the championship game. If he was healthy, it would have been a different game.
Yeah.
Stop that, Cash. Cash, we ain't doing that tonight. Not tonight, Cash, man. Not tonight, man.
I keep forgetting that Zoe's a Michigan guy.
Is that what we're rolling with, Dylan Johnson?
I like it. I think taking a running back at this part of the draft is something that I would really like to see, honestly.
They have Jones, they have Chandler.
That's it,
right? And they have the guy. They have Quan Kene who returns kicks, and the guy they took last year who just hasn't seen the field.
Oh, I forgot he's still on the team.
So
I forgot his name.
Yeah,
Dwayne McBride.
Dwayne McBride. Yeah, so and Dylan is way better than McBride ever was.
All right, let's do it. Anybody opposed?
Let's get him.
Well, it doesn't matter. You guys don't have the mouse. Okay, we're taking him.
Hey, we can still go get that tight end.
We'll see. What about?
Briggs.
What about Zoe, that edge from Michigan? What do you know about him, McGregor?
He a backup.
Well, that's where we're at right now. We're on backup.
No, I'm saying he really ain't.
5 sacks last year.
That's backup.
He got the height. Shit, you can't go wrong. Shit, we in round what, 6 or 5?
Yeah.
AJ says, look at Aeneas Smith from A&M.
I wish I knew who this thing worked. I search all players and nobody ever pops up. I don't know if I'm doing it right. I don't think I am.
If you put Smith, at least one person has to pop up.
Tim Smith.
Oh, there you go.
I don't think that's the guy.
No, I don't think so either.
Should I put in Texas A&M?
Let's see. Can you search by team? I don't think.
Maybe he's gone already.
He could be. That could very well be.
Could be gone. I'm surprised. I'm honestly surprised that Justin Fields ended up ultimately going for a 6th round and a 4th.
I'm not.
Up to a 4th.
Jamie, didn't I call it months ago?
Yeah, I thought I called it, and then I thought I was right about it, and then I ultimately.
There's a lot of Mays on that screen. A lot of Mays M's on that screen.
Yeah, Frazier. Frazier. I would take a chance on McCaffrey.
Helmer, yeah,
He's
Helmer
even
Rice.
up
Go
there.
to wide
He's
receiver.
already gone.
Oh, he is.
Damn.
Go to wide receiver.
Yeah, he just got picked.
Cephas from UTSA is big, but the Vikings don't have a big receiver.
6'3", 185. Lean, but 1,100 yards. Not bad. 10 touchdowns.
He was
Why
the red
not?
zone target for UTSA.
Played for the Roadrunners. It's a cool team name.
Yeah, it's my local school. They literally play like 20 minutes from where I live.
Oh, really? Damn.
Yeah.
He a Viking.
Let's ride with it then. Fine. Why not?
Yeah, he's a red zone threat. So I don't want to take any more touchdowns away from JJ, but
Joey Hawkin will have JJ be traded.
That would, man. I love him, but
It's a tough decision.
yeah, man, it's like you put 35 to 40 million on a non-quarterback, you're setting yourself back again.
Yeah, it's definitely could. I'm hoping that it's not 40 mil.
we should ask Yogi what he thinks about the James Madison defensive end. He knows James Madison pretty well.
Yogi, are you in here? James Madison. Is that a Yogi guy?
Well, he knows.
Did he
James
actually have
Madison.
18 sacks last year?
I think his nephew went
Oh.
to James Madison before he went to LSU, I think.
Ah. 9.6 pass rush grade, 18 sacks. That's solid.
Patriots gonna ruin another quarterback.
And what's his
Right,
how big is
Sarah?
he?
What's up?
How big is this Jalen Green?
6'1", 245.
245.
That's short for a defensive end.
Is he outside? Is he a 3-4? Outside linebacker?
Yeah, that might work if he's a 3-4 outside linebacker.
What's his coverage grade? I guess it'd probably say pass.
Don't really
They
have
don't even give
coverage
him
on
one.
him.
Well, look at his competition. He played well against Virginia.
Yogi says he's good. Are you talking about Madison or this guy?
I assume he's talking about Jalen Green.
I'll take. Yeah, I mean,
Sure, why
18
not?
sacks. I'll take
Hey.
that shot.
John Randall was small, and he still got
Hey, the tight end's still out there.
Good point.
I mean, at this point, let's just grab that tight end. You know.
Grab 2 tight ends.
Well, there's a linebacker.
Oh wait, you
there
already
from Penn
grabbed it.
State.
You grabbed
We
the
got
tight
a
end
linebacker.
already?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we grabbed the Colorado State tight end.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang, I missed that.
A linebacker from Penn State. We don't have we didn't get a linebacker yet.
Is
Yeah, we can use that.
Man, you don't want nothing for
Curtis
Penn
Jacobs?
State.
Hey, Dave in the building. Hey, Dave, I haven't checked my text
I
messages.
think he ran pretty
recently.
fast at the combine. I think he ran like a low to mid 4.
Well, we do need some linebackers, so I'm
We
down
got-
with it.
We got JJ McCarthy at 11. We stuck and picked and got JJ McCarthy at 11.
My God, D Nutty.
He's got a great first name.
Hey, let's see what they give us. I mean, that's an A easy all day.
A B plus. PFF does not like
Gonna
McCarthy.
fuck us up.
They do not like.
Whoa, Cephas.
They do not like.
B minus. The hell is that?
Yeah, see, PFF
Damn,
is
he gave us an
stupid.
F.
If we were able to get JJ McCarthy at 11 and we just get to keep our other first round pick,
Oh man,
that'd be an automatic A.
Yeah.
Easy.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't even care what
Yeah.
happens in the rest of the draft.
Look at my tight end got an A minus, but my receiver got an F. I don't understand. the receiver was rated what, 180 something? We took him at 177. I mean, I don't understand PFS rating.
All right, hey, we'll take it.
That was a good draft though.
Yeah. If Kwesi does this, yeah.
Because I think, man, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I think some of the quarterbacks gonna drop.
It'll be interesting.
Maybe
It'll be interesting. Like
I don't think the top 3 are going to drop.
No, I don't think so. I think my guess, because we're talking about Levis from Levis last year. Like it's supposed to be 4 quarterbacks taken, and then Levis drops to the second round.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll see something like that. I think JJ McCarthy. I just feel like he has too much like hype behind him, like late hype that I feel like there's some truth to it.
But
there's teams that really like him.
how many smoke screens do we see this time of year? A certain player gets hyped
Tons.
up. A certain player gets hyped up, and they stick with the original thought of that player. He still does not get drafted.
Right.
Because
A
GMs
lot.
don't buy into the hype like the mockers do, like we do. They're like, what are these people talking about? This dude has a late first round pick. Now they're talking about him going early. You know, GMs are like, well,
That's what's interesting about the Levis thing, because coming into the offseason last year, he was projected to be one of the top quarterbacks, and it kind of just stuck like that through the process. And then all of a sudden he just goes to the second round.
Yeah.
Where with like Anthony Richardson, he had all the hype or whatever, and then it ended up being actually true. The hype was real.
Well, the Vikings tried to get AR-15, but they didn't have enough capital, I don't think, to get him.
All right, everybody, we are about to give away this card. We have to hop on with Dave to do a video soon here. But everybody in here, get the hashtag skull. The Ivan Pace Jr. Pandora out of 400 rookie card. Get the hashtag skulls in, like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Give this away pretty quick. Let me actually get that up. Let's see here. Hey, thanks you guys for popping on, by the way. It's sweet. I mean, we haven't really, like, Joey Hawking, like, getting you on
yeah,
here.
Man. I couldn't get a word in with you guys, though. That's all right. Maybe next time. Have to have some more information, man.
Hey, that's not the first time
we were doing Dave's show last night, and someone told Dave to stop talking, let other people talking. I'm like, it's Dave's show, guys.
Right. We're crazy.
No, we got to get you. We got to get you on here. We got to get all you guys on here solo. We got to do some solo shows, but this is cool to get everybody in here for stuff like this. We don't usually do anything like that, so I'm glad we did it. We got to do that more often. All right, I'm going to give this away. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Ivan Pace. This is a cool card. I got more of these too. We're going to be giving these away for a while, so hopefully we can get a lot of people to get one. But let's do it. Right. Oh, we got another one. Last second. You got it, Salvador. All right. 20. That's it. 3, 2, 1. Whoa. Who we got? Today, the Ivan Pace Jr. Pandora out of 400. Only 400 printed of this card. And it goes to Gary Olson. You got to be here to win. Got to be in here to win. Gary Olson, are you in here? All around. I know Gary won. It wasn't
Gary and Gary.
Gary and Gary. I think our channel is just like connected to Gary's or something.
No, I don't know if he's here.
I'll give him a minute. Definitely got to be here to win.
You guys ever watch those shorts on YouTube for the guy? His name is Rockstar. He does like animals. And he talks to does animal voiceovers, like interactions between dogs and cats and stuff like that. He does the talking for the animals.
Wait, are you talking about like the Rams?
No. It's like there's like 2 dogs playing.
Oh, I do know.
Dog, he's like, man, dog, you slow down. The other dog's like, I can't. I just, it's hilarious. And he's like, there's one with a cat play with a dog, and the dog just has his eyes get bigger and bigger. And he's like, the cat's like, I will ruin your day. I will take your fluffy. I will gut it. I will take all the stuff you got. It's hilarious,
dude. That's what it should have did. Is just, I mean, I bet you, I would have been way more successful at this YouTube thing if I would have just went with voiceovering animals. That is exactly the way to go, bro.
Like he has a video he posted 8 hours ago. It's already got 300,000 views.
That sounds insane. And we're talking about the Vikings. What the hell? All right. I'm sorry, Gary. Next time we can get you a card here. But here we go.
Again.
Boom. Here we go. Who we got? Second chance. Second chance we've got for everybody. Got to be here to win. That's the rule. And it's boom. Too evil. You got to be in here. I was like, Too evil. Too evil's on a roll too. 2 evils on a row, but you got to be here to win.
The next time you give away a Kirk Cousins card, 2 evil's going to win that too.
I'm like, I don't know if I'll give away a Kirk Cousins card again.
But I'm just saying, how much that'd be awesome.
You know what? I should. That's what I should do, is get the first like Kirk Cousins card I can get with him in Atlanta's jersey and give it away.
Good luck.
I've had people say like, nah, I'm good on that.
2 evil here?
I don't think so. 2 evil, you're always here to the end. He does win a lot. I just sent a card to him the other day, I think.
Yeah, he win a lot.
All right, I'm sorry. We got to keep this rolling.
Run it again.
Hey, Raps. I think Raps still does have a hashtag skull in here. So, I mean, he's still in this. All right, 2 evil. I'm sorry. We got to roll again. All right. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Here we go. Here we go. Third time's a charm.
Gotta be me.
Here to win. Gotta be here to win. Boom. Boom. Come on. Come on. Oh,
damn.
Look at that.
Yo, Catch, are you in here?
I think I'm here.
Are you in here?
I'm here physically.
Well, that's easy. Well, that's
Let's
easy
go. Let's go.
Nice.
Nice. Catch with the W. I think you already. I don't. Where are we
I've got
connected?
2 cards from you.
Okay. Is it through Twitter or email? Your address. Where do I?
I'll just give it to you in WhatsApp.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah.
All right. We got our winner. But anything else, fellas, before we hop off here?
No, that's about it for real.
Yeah, man. Great show, guys.
Yeah. Dude, appreciate you guys having on for real.
Y'all bring me on here.
Anytime, man. I think we should do another pre-draft show a little closer to the draft and stuff
Let's
like
do
that.
it.
It's all on and talk about it and stuff like that. Maybe the
Let's
Vikings will make a trade, but we'll make a trade by then up stuff like that. So we'll see.
Streamer privilege.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
Streamer
Overall,
privilege. I ain't won in like 7 months, man.
let's hope. Kwesi, we know he has a plan. Let's hope his plan comes to fruition and he grabs a guy. He grabs one of the top 4 quarterbacks, and this isn't all for Bo Nix or Michael Penix, and we get a quarterback of the future.
But if it is one of those 2 guys, let's all rally around him and support him.
Hey, in Kwesi and in KOC we trust. And McCown. So with that team, I don't know. I feel confident they'll pick the right guy.
And B-Flow.
Yeah, I mean he's already been killing it. I'm assuming it's his mostly him with the whole defensive signing. So, but everybody, thanks to y'all for watching.
Let's go Vikings.
Let's go Vikes.